Well, hello, friends. We are back. Today is Sunday, and I am here to record the first of 3 videos that I wanted to get done yesterday. Excuse me, I'm just fixing things on my desk. You might remember last week we made these pretty little tags using Tracy Fox's kit, Layered Bits and Bobs. I will link this video for you. It was part of the little envelope, the Mass Make March project that I did. We utilized what we had made in that video. So we are going to continue using this kit today. And what we are going to make is something that I saw on Cara Renee Wolf's channel, which is Be Reborn Art and Healing. Now, she called it a belly band journaling spot or something to that effect. And so I'm going to pretty much stick with that same name. What it is it has 1, 2, 3 pockets, and it opens up to a very large journaling area, and you can use this to tuck into your journals. Now, this one is more of a traveler's notebook size, but I did make a smaller one, and you can see I tucked my little measurements in it. And this one I made with only 2 pockets, and I made it in an 8x8 size. I'm just gonna move my camera up a bit because as I'm looking, I'm seeing that you're not seeing the tops of these items. And I made this one, again, a little bit smaller. This one's 8x8. It has 2 little tags in it in 2 of the pockets. I made a larger pocket on a smaller journaling area. But again, it does flip open for journaling area in the middle, and it has this pretty back. Now, you could by all means decorate both sides of this if you wanted to just use it as a tuck or something you clip into your journal. I only did the one side, okay, but it does have plenty of journaling space in it. Now, the kit that I used for this one is by a company called Arden. Now, I had never heard of them. I did see the papers on Crafty by Tony's channel, and they are really pretty. So if you're interested, I will link this in the description box below. It's the Hidden Creek paper pad, designed by Katie Petite, and it's by Arden Creative Studios. Okay, so that's what this one's made out of. Okay. Now, let's get back to this one. This one, like I said, is a little bit bigger, and it is perfect for a traveler's notebook, a TN journal. Okay, so this is the one I'm going to stick to and make for you today. You can see I decorated it up. Each pocket has a little tag in it. If I can grab a hold of them. One in this one. And again, one in each of the other 2 pockets. I did use, if you want to prepare your supplies, same as what I had, I did add some ribbon and some eyelets to them. Okay, so let's get started. Here is what we are going to work with today. And I just realized I should grab out my scoreboard. So what you're going to need for this one is a piece of paper that you've cut down to be 10 inches long and 8 inches wide. And you're going to score that down the middle at 4 so it folds perfectly in half. Then what you're also going to need are, of course, some decorative elements. And these are the butterflies and a flower from the Layered Bits and Bobs ephemera kit. Okay, I'm just going to put those over here. You're going to need 3 little journaling tags. Okay, and mine are decorated on both sides, but my feeling about that is if you have a black pen or a black marker, you can still journal on these, even though they are decorated, okay? And then you also need, oh, I don't think I told you the sizes for this. For the little tags, they are 2.5 inches wide and 3 3/4 inches tall, and they're made to fit inside your pockets, okay? Then, speaking of pockets, you're gonna need 3 pieces of paper, and the pockets are 3 inches wide by 7 inches tall. Now, of course, you can see that I've rounded all my corners on my little tags and on my pockets, and also on the base, which is what I'm calling it, because this is basically where you're going to start with. And again, this is decorative, but you could use a black magic marker or a blue magic marker, and you could definitely read whatever you put in there. Okay, so let's tuck that on the side, and yes, I probably hit you. Now, what you're gonna need to do for your pockets, in order to fold nicely and evenly, you wanna take them with the long side up to the top of your scoreboard, okay? And I didn't even pull out my score tool. Here I was sitting for a while getting organized, and I'm not organized. Okay, again, you're going to put your long end up at the top of your scoreboard, and you're going to score at 2 3/4 inches. So you're just going to come down like so. And of course, we're going to need to ink a little bit more, okay? So then your pocket will fold up, and it will look something like this, okay? So I'm just going to go along, and I'm going to do the rest of them. Again, long end to the top, and we're going to score at 2 3/4 inches, okay? Fold it up, and of course, we're going to need to ink, all right? And again, 2 3/4 inches, and fold up from the bottom like so, okay? And then what you're going to need to do, now this of course is optional, you're going to need to put in little thumb notches, okay? And I'm going to see if this will work nicely holding all 3 pieces of paper at the same time, okay? And so we're just going to kind of try to find the center, and I don't actually, oh, there we go. Try to find the center of our little pockets here. And, well, this may not work. We'll see. Oh, there we go. And nip out our little thumb notch. Okay? And, of course, I'm going to grab out my vintage photo. And I am also going to ink my thumb notches, like so. And also the little score mark where we bent our pieces of paper up to make our little pockets. So how is everybody doing? I went back to work on Tuesday, and it was an interesting week. Our teacher went home sick on Friday, poor thing. I think she has the flu. It started as a little bit of a bad belly, and she said to us, I'm sorry guys, but I am going to be leaving you because I am not feeling well. And if she left, we know she is not feeling well. She is a trooper, and she usually will hold out till the very end, and I think her end ended early on Friday. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to, at this point, since if you haven't already done it, you would definitely round your corners if you wanted to, and then again ink all around, but I wanted to try to save some time and not make this video too long. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to add a bead of glue as close to the edge of your pocket as possible. And I like to leave my top of my pocket open just a little, so I'll stay away from the very top of it. And we're going to flip it over, and we are going to glue it down gently, and then we'll crease the bottom of our pocket. Okay, that's our first one. And let's get the other two done. Like so. And we will decorate these pockets after we have glued everything together. Okay. And again, I did see this on Cara Renee's channel. It's Be Reborn Art and Healing. Did I not add enough glue? Why is it not sticking? There we go. And in fact, I have, 2 more videos that I want to make. And those are also things that I saw on her channel that just fit perfectly with when I printed out my papers to make my little tags that we made using up our Mass March mini envelopes. I always like to print extra in case I make a boo-boo. And so I had a lot of ephemera left, and I had a lot of the background papers left. And I watched Cara's channel, and I follow her on a couple of groups. We're in the same group on Facebook. And I saw this, and I said, oh my goodness, I have just got to make that. So I always like to give credit where credit is due. And so, yeah, I will link her channel and also her video. She makes a lot of really pretty, useful things when you're journal making, journal creating. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is we want a little eyelet. Let me grab the other one. Up here at the top where our little ribbon is, okay? And I have not been playing with this enough, so my tags are getting stuck when I'm trying to put them back into my pockets. Okay, so we have a little eyelet at the top of each pocket, and you can see it peeks over the back also. And we want a place to put our pretty ribbon. Now, you don't have to add the eyelets. You could make yours plain and leave it as such, but I liked the eyelets. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to put my eyelets in the center, but I don't want them too far down into the card. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a hold of it with my crocodile and push my little, I guess, measury thing there. And this way we will get our little hole for our eyelet in hopefully exact same spot on each pocket. Again, I'm going to line it up in the center. I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Center with my little thumb notch here, and I'm going to poke the hole and do it again one more time. Okay, and I'm just going to turn it up so I can see what I'm doing, and then again leave it down so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, and put in our little hole for our eyelets. Now let's see, I have a bunch of different colors here. And, let's try to find, you know what? We'll use the white ones. I'll grab out 3 white ones. These are, We Are Memory Makers eyelets, and I get them on Amazon. They are a little bit expensive. I mean, in my opinion, they're a little bit expensive. But they tend to be so easy to work with because if you follow me on my channel, you will know that eyelets and I do not get along. All right, so we're going to put an eyelet in each one. I'm going to hold that down. Sorry, I banged into you. See, and I that's why I always have a problem. I think I just should lighten up on how hard I press my crocodile. But they work so well. And I should know better that one gentle push is enough. Yeah, see, I'm crushing mine. But then again, you already know that eyelets and I do not get along. All right, let's put in the third one. We'll try to be a little bit more gentle this time, Joni. Don't kill it. Just crush it. Up, see? Perfect. I listened to myself. Okay, we're going to not worry about our ribbon yet. What we're going to do is first we are going to glue our pockets down to our base here. Okay, and the way that Cara Renee did it is the way that I am also going to do it. she measured from the outsides in. So in other words, she figured out, she lined her pocket up, okay, and left a little bit of room on the side. And then she measured again from the other side, okay, like so. And then figured out where her pocket should go in the center. And to me, that looks about even, okay. I will check to make sure once I've glued down my first pocket that they're even on the bottom as well. I don't think she left as much showing here from the crease to the pocket bottom, but I don't really worry about that too much. I like it so that my eyelets kind of peek out over the top. You can see them there. They're just peeking over the top, so you can catch a glimpse of what pretty paper this is on the other side of the pocket. So I'm just going to turn this on an angle because, as you know, I am working around my tripod, and I'm just going to make a little pencil mark here and here. You know me and my pencil marks. I like to make sure I put things back where they were. So this way, I'm going to put glue, starting maybe 1/8 to 1/16 of an inch below the eyelet. And I'm going to put a lot of glue all over the back of this so it will stay stuck down. And we will glue our very first pocket down, okay? Now I'm going to glue end to end. In other words, I'm going to do one end and then I'm going to do the other end, and I want to make sure that's straight, and I'm just going to push it down. So now in lieu of gluing the center pocket on, I'm going to glue the other end. Now, of course, I did not get it down straight, so I'm just going to do that again, like so. Okay, and make sure that these two pieces are straight with each other. And I'm going to push it down again because the PVA gives me enough play time that I know I can push it down. Okay, now I'm going to flip it around, okay, and I'm going to make sure that my sides are even. So I'm going to move this one over just a smidge, like so. Okay, going to make sure that they're relatively close to being in the same spot on the bottom, and I'm going to make a little mark. I'm going to take the center one out for now, okay, and I am going to, again, whoops, things are rolling away, it's still rolling away. You stay right there. Okay, again, I'm going to put glue starting about, maybe 1/4 of an inch. I think that's way more than 1/16. But then again, I am not really good at judging measurements. I always need a ruler. Okay, so I'm going to glue this pocket down on this end. Okay, and I'm lining it up with my little pencil mark. Can you see what I'm doing? Let me move it up a little. And I'm going to kind of eyeball it to make sure that this pocket, whoop, come on, baby doll. There we go. All right. I'm going to make sure that this pocket and this pocket are just about even. And they look pretty good. And you can see they're peeking out over the top. And so now we're going to grab our center pocket. And we're going to put glue on this one. We don't need to make a pencil mark because we're going to kind of eyeball it to make sure that it's even between the other two pockets. Okay. And I would say that that is relatively close to being even. If we need to, we can move it a little here and there and make sure it's even across the bottom, and it seems to be. So now I'm going to push it down. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we are going to grab our ephemera. Now on this one, I put a flower on each side and a butterfly in the middle. For this one, we're going to put a butterfly on each side and a flower in the middle. Okay, and we're going to have to kind of tilt our flower because it is a little bit bigger than our pocket. So we'll just put it down like this on an angle. That's pretty. And then we'll do our butterflies and add our ribbons. And when we get to the part where we add our tags, we're just going to hope that I cut them the right size. Okay, like I said, people, it was a rough week. Okay, so there we go. We have our little flower down in the middle. Now, Cara Renee did hers. She added some lace and things to that effect. I'm not a big lace person. I do have plenty of it. And of course, there's lace already printed onto the project, so there's lace. Okay, so now I'm going to add my butterflies, and you guys by now know that I like to make my butterflies look like they are flying, even when they're glued down. I do, and I know this is probably going to sound gross, but I live in Florida, and of course, you know, bugs live in Florida too. Yeah, tons of them. And so I get a lot of butterflies, which is wonderful. And I also get moths that fly onto, or I should say into, my lanai. And of course, the puppy likes to chase anything that moves. All right, we're going to put our butterfly, and I just hit you again with my hair. All right, we're going to put our butterfly down so that his body is kind of even with our little pocket there. And of course, you know that when you put this into something, your butterflies are probably going to end up laying down straight. I don't think our butterfly looks centered if we do it that way. Okay, but that's fine because you can always pick up their wings and play with them after. But as I was saying, I missed some spots when I was inking. Let's just get that in there. I get a lot of butterflies and moths that fly onto my lanai. And if they can survive being chased by the puppy, who is now a little over a year old, they don't live very long. So I'm always finding, shall we say, butterfly and moth carcasses on my lanai. And I will collect them up. No, I'm not a weirdo, because I like to use them when I make specimen cards. And so right now I have a pretty monarch butterfly that is waiting to go into a specimen card. Look at that. How pretty is that? Now, our butterflies are different. If you look close enough, you will see that they are two different butterflies, but their colors were close enough and I wanted to add them. So there we go. We have our little, I forgot what it's called, belly band journaling spot. And this one, like I said, is Traveler's Notebook size. Now, what I have also done is I have taken, you can see I am running out of cotton ribbon. Not a problem. My daughter and I went to Michael's. I think it was Monday we went out shopping, and I bought another roll of green and I bought a roll of brown. So we're doing pretty good. But I did take it. It is cotton. I think I told you that before. So it does shred a little on the sides, which I think is wonderful. Okay. So I've taken my ribbon. I've cut them to pieces to be approximately 5 inches long. And I cut in the little notches. Okay. So that they do look like pretty ribbons. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add them to our eyelets, okay? And I like to poke through. Oh, come on. I never have a problem doing this. You know why I'm having a problem doing this, because I'm videoing it. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. I pull them through, and then try to even them out. And then what I'll do is, because I can't really staple them down, I will tie them with a little piece of embroidery floss. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I do that, and then I will finish up tying the rest of the ribbons on after we tuck our tags in our pockets, and then I will come back. So what I do is I tie this little piece of embroidery floss close to the base of the ribbon, okay? So you end up having something that looks a little bit like that. So I will tie them, and then I'll do the little square knot where you tie the opposite end over the opposite end, and you pull. And now we have a little pretty ribbon, a little pretty string to hang down, and we have our pretty ribbon in. Now let's grab our tags, which I'm just going to show you how well they fit. And we're going to slide them in like so, okay? The glue is still wet, so they're not really tucking in very nicely, but that's where our tags would go. And I think what I might do is I might actually cut these down to be a little bit smaller. I have them at, I thought I said 2.5 by 3 3/4. I did, and I think they should be a little bit smaller. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how I do that. Then I'm going to go away, and I'm going to finish cutting them all down a little bit. And is that about 2 1/4? I love this little thing. You know what? We're going to go 2 3/8. Okay. I'm going to cut it down. All right. And I'm going to round the corners again. And I think I used a size 7. Yeah. And let's make sure they fit. Okay. So call me a liar. Our tags should be 2. And yeah, look, they fit. Okay. Maybe we want to cut them down a little bit more. So I think we're going to make it, we are going to make them 2 1/4. I must have misread my own notes to myself. All right. So edit, make your tags 2 1/4 wide by 3 1/4 high. And once again, we're just going to round our corners like so. And we're going to make sure, yep, see, 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. I don't want to mess with it too much because the glue is still wet. All right, so we're going to put that to the side. I'm going to ink it up a little bit. And I'm going to go along and I'm going to fix the other 2 tags. And I'm going to add the bow, the ribbon, to the other 2 little eyelets, okay? And I will be right back. And we are back. I have cut all of my tags down to be 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And what I also did was I went in and I took my bone folder and I opened up my pockets. Now, I will tend to do this when I make a pocket that is glued like this so that we can be sure that everything is open in there. And you can see my tags fit in better now. Okay, we're going to slide that down. It's still a little sticky in there. And we're going to tuck this last one into this pocket like so. And I added the ribbon and the string. And there we go. We have our Traveler's Notebook sized belly band journaling spot that, again, you could tuck in or you can glue down into your Traveler's Notebook journals. Here's the one. This was my prototype that I made without you. Okay, and again, this is using the Layered Bits and Bobs kit from Tracy Fox. And look at how nicely everything matches up. Now, I really do have to make a journal. I've been trying to stay away from doing too much journal making lately because, number one, I make them, they don't really sell in my Etsy, and so I have them piled up everywhere. And so I've been trying not to make them too often. And now I do have the smaller one. And what did I do? Oh, here it is. And this was the one that I created again. This is, if you want the measurements for it, let me just grab out the little card that I wrote them down onto. For the base, you'll need a piece of paper that is 8 by 8. Okay, I'm going to hold this up here. And then what you're going to need is you're going to need 2 pockets, okay? This time you want them to be 3.5 inches wide and 7 inches long, okay? Everything stays the same with that. And again, you're going to score them at 2 3/4. Put your thumb notches in, fold them up, glue them, ink them if that's what you want to do, round the corners. Everything is exactly the same. And then your journaling cards, and I'm going to make sure that I give you the correct measurements. Where is my ruler? Okay. You are going to make your journaling cards. All right, I'm right this time. 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And as you can see, unlike the other ones, these will fit perfectly into your pockets, okay? So I will hold up the piece of paper again, which will give you your measurements, okay? Again, it's 8 by 8. Score it at 4. Make 2 3.5 by 7 inch pockets, which again, you're going to score at 2 3/4 inches. Ink them, add the thumb notches, round your corners, whatever you want to do. And then you're going to need 2 little tags, which are 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay? So there you go. That's how we make our little one. And that, like I said, will fit into a standard size journal. I don't have, let's see if I can grab a hold. This is one that we started and I never finished it. And this was our compendium journal, which I made using a Reader's Digest cover. And I have some ephemera. We never finished doing this one. I have to sew I wanted to do a hidden spine, and that's where I sort of stopped. I was kind of leery about how to do that. So I have to sew my, my little chapters here into my journal. I can't think of what they're called. But you can see the 8 by 8 fits perfectly inside this journal. And it tucks, the little bows stick out on the side. So yeah, that's a perfect little size too. So I'm just going to grab this. This was ephemera we were supposed to finish making, and I will get back to this. I'm just kind of like, I don't know, having an issue with sewing in a hidden spine, and I don't know what to do. And so I kind of got stranded with that one. But yeah. Okay, so I am, like I said, I'm going to make 2 more videos today. They will come out different days during the week. And one of them will be made, again, using the same paper kit. And one is going to be made using this paper. So if you don't yet have the kit, and if you do purchase it and you haven't had a chance to print it out, grab out some scrapbook paper, okay? And we will be using this kit to make our other project, okay? So I'm going to send you lots of love and big hugs and ask you to please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I have gained a few new subscribers, which is wonderful, so I want to say hello to everyone, okay? So like, subscribe, comment, hugs, love, and hugs, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.